Hello students, welcome to school. Today we are going to learn the lesson about cleanliness and importance of education. Lesson number 36, Gadge Maharaj. Gadge Maharaj means Gadge Baba was a modern saint. He lived many years ago, but he is still remembered for the great work he did in thousands of places. What did he look like? So, he looked like, that means how he looked: silver hair, brown eyes, fair skin, big, tall, and stout body. He wrapped a lungi around the waist and worn a torn but clean shirt. A closed shoe adorned one foot while the other foot was many times bare. Adorned means decorated, means he wore a closed shoe in one of the foot while other foot was many times bare, means without shoe. He always carried a bowl and a stick. Because of his bowl or a gadge, people started calling him Gadge Baba or Gadge Maharaj. His real name was Debuji Jingraji Janorkar. What was his real name? Debuji Jingraji Janorkar. And he was called Gadge Baba or Gadge Maharaj because of his bowl that he had. That is a Gadge. He never stayed long in one place. He slept only on a rough blanket and used only his own arm as a pillow. He did not use a pillow but slept only on a rough blanket. He roamed from village to village, spreading his message of cleanliness, humanity, and importance of education. He believed that education is most important for everyone, and he believed that everyone should be educated, and he also believed that there should be cleanliness not in our place but it should be cleanliness in our locality too. What did he like was bhajan, kirtan, and teaching people. Thousands of people flocked to listen to his kirtan. So, wherever Gadge Baba used to say kirtan or teach people, people used to come in large number. That means they flocked to listen to his kirtan. His kirtan used to be very lively, means touchy. He would not simply give lectures. He would often put questions to the audience to keep up their interest. Then he would show them how absurd, means how wrong they were in their words and actions. For example, he would ask, how many gods are there? People would say, one. You worship Khandoba, Mahasoba, Viroba, and Vetal, and so on. You worship many more, don't you? People would say, yes. Your action shows that you believe that there are numbers of God, and yet you said a little while ago that you worship one God. Were you asleep then? The audience would be taken by surprise. Then they would listen more attentively to the Baba. Baba would say, you offer things to God in return for His favor, don't you? Yes, we do. And don't you say, God, my child is ill, please make him well, I'll offer you a goat? Yes, we do. And then don't you say that if God lets go the two-legged child, you will offer him in return a four-legged animal? We do. Why? Can God be so cruel? Can God, who created this world, is so cruel? Can he be so greedy? Can he be bribed? No, Do you think killing and eating one of the God's creature will please him? Will he bless you for that? Then the audience would realize how wrong their thinking was. They would promise to be more thoughtful. After Kirtan, people flocked to touch Gadge Baba's feet, but he wouldn't allow anyone to do that. He didn't like people touching his feet. As soon as the Kirtan was over, he sped away. Sped away means moved away, leaving the crowds far behind. Develop good qualities. That's all. There's no point in touching my feet, he said. Baba followed one rule to the end of his life. Wherever he went, be it a village or town or a small settlement, he asked for sturdy broom, spades, and pen. Then he would sweep and clean the whole area. Soon other people joined him, but he did not wait for that to happen. He started sweeping and cleaning the place himself. And if any bystander tries to bow to Baba while he was busy in his work to show respect to Baba, that person will get a smack, means beating of the broom on the back. So Baba did not like interference, but he wanted that everybody should clean the area by themselves. You don't do any of this work yourself, and when somebody else tries to do it, you put yourself in the way. Move aside. See how nice and welcoming this village looks when it is clean. So, Baba will clean himself and he will not allow others to disturb him. In fact, he used to keep this area clean. If you visit a holy place in Maharashtra like Pandharpur or Nasik or Dehu or Alandi, you will see the work Gadge Baba did in these places. He himself worked hard, asked for help, and built free boarding places, ghats on the river, and water spouts for poor, helpless, disabled, and needy. He started places that offered food free of cost. He built school, colleges, and hostel for children. He saw God in poor and miserable people. Serving these people was his way of serving God. So we can see a University of Gadge Baba in Amravati. Now we'll see lesson number 37, Bedtime. It's a poem. The evening is coming, the sun sinks to rest, the rooks are all flying straight home to the nest. Cow, says the rook, as he flies overhead, it's time little people were going to bed. So, here the poet says that the sun is setting down and it is the evening time. As the evening comes, the sun sets down and the rooks are all flying. Rooks is a kind of bird. They are flying straight home to their nest. And the rook says that as he flies overhead of everyone, it says that it's time everyone to go to bed. The butterfly drowsy has folded its wing, the bees are returning, no more the birds sings. Their labor is over, their nestlings are fed, it's time little people were going to bed. So the poet says that the butterfly feels drowsy. Drowsy means sleepy, and as the butterfly sleeps, they are folding their wings, means they have folded the wings. And the bees are also returning to their beehive after collecting the nectar from the flowers. They are coming back to their beehive. And the birds are also returning back to their nest to look after their young one. And now no birds are singing as these birds have fed their nestling. Nestling means the baby birds, and their work is over, and now the young birds which haven't left their nest yet are there in their nest. So these birds are returning back to them, and they have given the food to their nestlings. Good night, little people. Good night and good night. Sweet dreams to your eyelids till dawning of light. The evening has come. There's no more to be said. It's time, little people, were going to bed. Now, the poet wishes good night to everyone, and he says good night and sweet dreams to the eyelids till the dawning of light, means till the morning. He wants that everyone should sleep well, as it is the evening time and it's time for everyone to go to bed.